Nah, I thought Lamont won.
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know. Man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned.
That should have awarded Lamont Roach the fight. He should have been the winner.
Boxing experts and pros are calling out the judges after Lamont Roach's controversial fight with Gervin Tank Davis. Many believe Roach deserved better with Luke Thomas, even saying Roach is the best fighter Tank has faced so far, despite the official result. Roach's stock has skyrocketed, showing his elite skill by giving Davis one of his toughest fights. Interview 2 renowned boxer Terrence Crawford expressed his anger on social media, stating they robbed that boy. And it's crazy Crawford's reaction highlights the controversy surrounding the fight's outcome and the perception of injustice toward Roach fans and fighters alike are slamming the scoring, with some claiming blatant robbery. Roach's performance showed his resilience, power, and IQ, forcing Tank into deep waters. Regardless of the decision, Roach has gained massive respect in the boxing world.
Man, Lamont told me he was the best opponent that Tank has faced. I don't think that that's wrong after today. I know some people were saying Pedraza. You could say Pedraza too, but for 5 snakes, Roach is better than I thought. All right? Okay, here we go.
The aftermath of the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight, former welterweight champion Sean Porter expressed his opinion that round 9 should be a 108 round. For Roach, Porter's assertion comes from a moment during that round when Davis appeared to take a knee, which many observers interpreted as a knockdown. In boxing, a knockdown usually results in a 108 score for the round, reflecting the significant advantage gained by the boxer who delivered the knockdown. Porter's viewpoint adds to the ongoing discussion about the fight's scoring and the judges' decisions.
And then sticks his head out the ropes, gets a towel on it, and then gets back in there and is like, okay, now I'm good. And the referee's like, oh yeah, this is totally normal protocol. What the fuck was that? What was that? Dude, was that factored in? It doesn't appear that was factored in, given the scores. That should have, and I'm being serious when I say this, that should have awarded Lamont Roach the fight. That he should have been the winner. He should have been the winner. That you take a fucking knee and then you stick your head out the ropes and the referee doesn't do anything? Dude, what are we talking about here? He elected, dude, what is the difference between that knee and the knee that Ryan Garcia elected to take? Ultimately, Ryan just stayed on his knee, but would have counted the same way. He got on his knee. I don't understand that at all. So this result to me is actually really, really, really confusing.
Meanwhile, Lamont Roach expressed confidence in his performance, saying, I got skills that pay bills, but I'm glad to show my skills. I think I won. This sentiment reflects his belief that he outperformed Davis and deserved the victory. Interview 4 observers noted that Roach seemed well prepared for Davis's strategies, anticipating his moves effectively. This preparation allowed Roach to execute a game plan that neutralized many of Davis's usual tactics, leading some to argue that the fight was not a draw and that Roach's performance was exceptional.
For Lamont Roach, he had a tremendous performance, and this was a performance that this man knew he had in him. He had a confidence all week going into this fight, and you all saw why he had that confidence. A great performance, Lamont. I know you're frustrated because you wanted the win. You felt like you won. So just thoughts on the fight, and after having a couple of minutes to decompress, what are your thinking right now?
I mean, obviously I want to go back and watch it, but clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the motherfucking bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance.
Boxing analyst Benny Well raised concerns about the judging in the Gervin Davis versus Lamont Roach fight, tweeting from a true boxer's view, how do the judges not take in consideration the knee as a knockdown? His statement reflects growing anger over the controversial scoring and perceived bias in the fight. Former Superman middleweight contender Jalon Love commented on the fight, asserting that Roach outboxed Davis and did enough to earn the victory. Love's perspective adds to the chorus of boxing professionals who think the judge's decision was questionable.
Draw? A draw. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. And I'm a take fan. My boy lost that fight tonight. It just seemed like Lamont knew everything Tank was gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and say Tank didn't do anything right, because that would be a straight lie. Tank definitely had moments in this fight. But Roach surprised us all. You can definitely tell they know each other. I honestly just can't get over this though. Like, what was he doing? He's lucky they didn't count this. If they would have counted this, he would have definitely lost. Cal, I don't care what you have to do. I know you said you had a lot going on. You need to be back in the head training. But he was even screaming at you. I've never seen Tank yell at you before. Above all, man, shout out to Lamont. You definitely earned my respect tonight. I didn't even know you before this fight, but I know you now. We have to have a rematch. I already know what y'all about to say. Man, but comment below. I'm going to bed.
The initial rounds of the fight were closely contested, with both fighters having their moments. However, in the later rounds, some of Davis's supporters, who often praise his ring IQ, acknowledged that his strategic thinking appeared diminished during the spout. This shift allowed Roach to capitalize and potentially sway the fight in his favor.
Hey man, what'd you think? The crowd didn't seem to like the draw. Did you think that was the right call?
Nah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I love Gervonta. Obviously, we come from a lot of the same shit. But I love boxing, and I seen Lamont Roach outclass Gervonta Davis tonight.
Yeah.
And I ain't against Tank. I'm just a boxer. If you ask me, I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I thought Lamont did enough to receive the victory.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't go his way. It was a good fight. The boxing fans won. And shit.
About the knockdown, the no knockdown.
I think if anytime you take a knee or touch the canvas, and it's through to a blunt punch, or even if you hurt and you go down, that's a knockdown. That's what I know from the rules of boxing since it started. You touch the canvas, it was not counted. He put a halt to the fight to go get his face wiped. These are all penalties, point, all different shit. So, you know, from the game that I know if I was in that bitch, that would have been a knockdown. But it is what it is. Can't let the cash cow go.
That's
He's
the
filling out
business.
these arenas. You do have to do that.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, he was better against Frank Martin. It looked like he was flat tonight.
Styles make
but
fights.
Yeah.
Styles make fights.
Yeah.
And Lamont Roach is a stellar fucking fighter. If you know Lamont Roach, know his father, know his brother, know the whole, they come from a great pedigree of boxing, and you've seen that tonight.
That Roach was clearly robbed in the fight. His assertion reflects the frustration among many fans and analysts regarding the judge's decision, suggesting that Roach's performance deserved a win.
Wasn't that some shit? Man, Lamont Roach did really good, man. It's hard for me to say this, but man, he could have won that fight. I mean, the first half of the fight was relatively close. And then, you know, Tank started picking it up a little bit, you know, like he does the ends of the rounds. He started like throwing some punches, landed some good shots. He busted open Roach's nose. But then when you thought like Tank was going to start taking over, this kid, Lamont, was, you know, every time Tank would land something, it's like almost as if he was there too long and he got countered with maybe even 2-3 better shots. Multiple times. I mean, it was like all night. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy right now. Very shocking. I wouldn't have been mad. And then the knee that he took, I thought it was because he didn't have his mouth guard in at first. And then it was because he said something was in his eye. Man, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm a big Tank fan. And I've always given him credit for his IQ in the ring. That was a low fucking lima bean IQ fucking moment for him. I want to see a rematch though. I think maybe Tank was sleeping on him a little bit. I'm not mad with the draw, but I wouldn't have been mad with Roach winning either. I thought they were going to still give it to Tank because he's the cash.
The general public voiced unhappiness with the draw, with many believing that Roach outboxed Davis, especially in the second half of the fight, This sentiment underscores the widespread belief that Roach's technical prowess and strategy should have secured him the win.